Hi guys, this is a very detailed video on the transition scheme. Like on yesterday, 1st July, the institute has given announcement on the entire new scheme where they have released the entire prospectus under the new scheme, transition scheme, what is the syllabus under the new scheme, and even the study materials, full-fledged PDFs are also released. Now, they also released FAQs, but these FAQs were on the new scheme. These FAQs do not contain anything much about the transition scheme. All about transition scheme is given in the transition scheme related PDF. So I have downloaded and highlighted the key points that are relevant for you to take a decision. Now, one important confusion or one important query which every student is asking. Sir, I am an existing student who already qualified somewhere in the earlier attempt and recently wrote May one particular group or both the groups, and I'm awaiting for the results. Now, what is my status? This is one query which majority are asking. Second query, sir, I already enrolled for practical training under the existing scheme, 3 years practical training. Can I convert into new scheme for articles? For articleship, there is no concept of conversion at all. If at all you already executed the articleship deed for 3 years, that's it, done. You don't have any other option. For those who have not yet enrolled for articleship, not yet registered. Now for you, this is an important video. The third one, what if in the coming May examination results, suppose if I qualify either group 1 or group 2 or both the groups, now later if I want to register for articles under the new scheme, do self-paced modules apply to me? This is one question. So like there are a couple of questions which many are asking, and all those questions I have sorted out into few queries, few things, getting it. And one important clarification I want to give. Now here if you see in the transition scheme, 10th page, group wise and paper wise exemption for existing scheme students under the new scheme, they will be announced by examination department separately. This is what they mentioned on the 1st July transition scheme paper. Until now, I'm doing this video on 2nd July afternoon. There is no specific announcement from the examination department in this regard. Now, based on my past experience, see, now you have seen, because many of you were registered under existing scheme, now you are seeing new scheme for the first time. But we have seen the transition 3 times. Earlier in 2008, there is something called CA Intervolt. Later it was converted into IPCC in 2008-9. That IPCC is again converted into CA Inter, which you registered already right now, whoever is existing student. Now again the CA Inter existing scheme is being transitioned, being converted into new scheme of CA Inter. So for you it is new, but for us it is very much, we know how the things work exactly. So based on my past experience, based on what happened in the previous conversion, okay, in 2004, last time conversion happened in 2018. That before time conversion happened in 2008-9. Okay, last time it was in 2018, 2017-18. So in 2017, right now, whatever you are pursuing CA Inter or CA Final existing, that was announced in 2017 originally. And first attempt for them was in May 2018. So that time, whoever is there in the old scheme of like IPCC, if they converted into a new scheme, what happened? How exemptions were carried forwarded? The same logics will apply even for now the conversion also. But there is a slight confusion here because of these self-paced modules. There is something called self-paced learning modules, which you have to do, which you have to pursue after you register for practical training, but before you write the final examination. So in this regard, for existing scheme students, inter, final, now there is a confusion. All that confusion I'm going to clarify in this video. I hope you have got clarity on what I'm going to talk exactly. By the way, this video alone is not covering all the issues of the transition scheme. I am focusing mainly on carry forward of exemptions from existing scheme to new scheme, carry forward of exemptions of like all that self-paced modules, all that I'm going to talk. Now, like if you look at, the main points, now every one of you or many of you have already wrote May 23 exams and are awaiting for results which are just 1 week away. Okay, now if at all you qualified in May 2023 results which are going to be declared, if at all you are a CA Inter student, if at all results are declared, and you have not yet registered for articleship and you qualified both the groups, directly you will register under practical training for 2 years as per the new scheme. Very simple. On or before 30th June, which is already over. Now, today is 2nd July. From yesterday onwards, anybody who ever registered for articleship, they directly enroll as per the new scheme for 2 years. If at all you already executed the articleship deed, if it is already executed, nothing can be done. 3 years only applicable. If at all articleship deed is not yet executed, now if you go and join for articleship, new scheme only will apply. Here, some students will do, like some principals might agree for backdating. Okay, which is not legally permitted, If at all you convince them that you will do excessive additionally, so you can register under the old scheme by backdating. Up to 30 days backdating is generally permitted. Backdating is not permitted. Once you join for articleship, within 30 days you have to submit documentation to the ICA. That is the logic. Getting it? It is not the logic for the backdating. ICA do not permit backdating at all. That is illegal, logically speaking. Okay, fine. So now you wrote May, results were declared. Fortunately, you qualified. Directly go and register under the new scheme happily. Now you have this doubt. Sir, self-paced modules were there, no 4 papers. What should I do? That I'm going to clarify now. Okay. Don't worry, I'm coming one by one query. Suppose in the May 23 exams, you qualified only one group, or unfortunately, a student could not qualify both the groups. What he should do? Nothing to worry. November 23 exam is also going to be conducted under the existing scheme, November 23. After November 2023 examination results, if you still do not qualify any particular group or both the groups, you will be automatically converted into the new scheme. Your automatic conversion. Institute will not charge a single rupee for conversion. But if you want materials under the new scheme, material hard copy, some 1,000 rupees nominal charges institute is collecting for sending you the hard copy. Conversion is automatic, which is free of cost. Only for the material you have to pay the price. So that's about conversion after November 2023 results. Now suppose, this is the major query. How about exemption carry forward from old? Old means, in my logic, existing scheme, okay, to the new scheme. How exemptions are carried forward? Suppose the May 23, you wrote May 23, right? In that examination result, or upcoming November 2023 examination result, any of these two. Suppose if you qualified only group 1 under the present existing scheme, either because of the May result or because of the upcoming November result, you qualified group 1. 4 subjects cleared. Now in the upcoming new scheme, group 1 is exempt. Group 1 is exempt under the new scheme because you qualified group 1 here. Even in the new scheme, group 1 is going to be exempt. Now here there is a query. In the new scheme, group 2 subject contains costing subject. Correct? Group 2 subject. Now since you qualified group 1 in existing scheme, in the new scheme, group 1 is exempted, very much fine. Now, what about group 2 subject costing paper? 3 papers for there, paper 4 is costing. What is the status? It is also going to be exempt. Last time, when conversion happened in 2017-18 year, at that time, financial management paper in CA Inter was as part of group 1. Whoever qualified group 1 in the 2000 IPCC stream, for them FM is as part of group 1. If they qualify that group 1, on conversion, what happened, in the new scheme, like whatever existing scheme that you are having, right, in 2018, in that, FM and economics was paper 8. Whoever qualified group 1, on conversion, FM and economics is exempt for them. On the same logic, now in the May result or in the November result, if at all you are going to qualify group 1 completely, where you qualified accounts, law, tax, costing, group 1 qualified means these 4 subjects you qualified. Obviously, these 4 subjects which are there in the upcoming new scheme, getting it, you will be exempt, which means by November 2023 result, if at all you completed group 1, which includes costing under the existing scheme, in the upcoming new scheme for May 24, you just have to write 2 papers. Now you may have a doubt, sir, where this point has been announced by the institute? It is not yet announced. The examination department will announce it very soon. I am expecting immediately near to the result date, probably in a week time. Okay, the examination department will give this announcement. And I think probably now they may give announcement, or they may give announcement in the November attempt, after November attempt also. because it is not urgent. No, because the examination attempt, whatever is there, no, it is not, it is not over. Again, one more attempt is there under the new scheme. I mean, sorry, existing scheme. Getting it? So that is regarding group 1. Suppose a student qualified group 2 in the present scheme. Like you are pursuing present scheme group 2 in CA Inter. I am talking mainly CA Inter. In CA final, this confusion is very less. If at all you are a CA final student, just forward the timestamp, forward the video, you will get a final thing. Getting it? Now, if at all under you are a CA Inter student, qualified existing scheme, which subjects you qualified? Advanced accounting, and you qualified audit, ASSM and FM. Under the new scheme, obviously, entire group 2 will be exempt. Entire group 2 will be exempt. Now you have to write only group 1. Suppose you qualified only group 2. Group 1 is not yet qualified under existing. So under new scheme, you just have to write group 1 only. Now group 1 consists of 3 papers. Again, advanced accounting, law, and there is something called tax. Now the question is, sir, I qualified group 2, right? In the present group 2, paper 5 is advanced accounting. In the proposed new scheme, paper 1 is advanced accounting. Both the subjects names are matching. Syllabus is also mostly matching. Will I get exemption for group 1 advanced accounting in the upcoming new scheme in May 2024 exam? This I am doubtful. Why? Because this kind of situation is not there in the earlier. Now accounts, what happened? Earlier we have 2 papers. Now it is under the May 24 pattern onwards, it is going to be 1 paper. Suppose if at all you already have exemption in the group 2 advanced accounts or group 1 advanced accounts, group 1 accounts or group 2 advanced accounts, how they are going to merge and carry forward that exemption in the new scheme? Institute has to clarify. I am not sure about it. But on an optimistic note, what I am thinking is whether you qualify group 1, whether you qualify group 2, getting it, in both the cases you qualified accounting paper, in the new scheme accounting paper will be exempt for those who qualified existing paper. That's what I'm optimistically expecting from the institute. 90% this is what they may take a chance. Okay, next. Suppose under the May result, now upcoming May result, you qualified both the groups under the existing scheme. Okay, now in the upcoming new scheme, obviously since you qualified both the groups, you cleared CA Inter, why should you write again in the new scheme? So both the groups are exempted. But the point is, what about self-paced modules? Now suppose you qualified both the groups in the May 23 result or November 23 result, you qualified both the groups of CA Inter. Now you registered for articleship for 2 years. Now within these 2 years, what you have to do? There are self-paced modules of 4 papers, set A, set B, set C, set D. Those who qualified CA Inter both the groups under existing scheme, the rule is, in the new scheme, self-paced modules of C and D are exempt. Self-paced modules of both C and D, both are exempt for those who qualified existing old scheme. Under existing both the groups you qualified. And suppose you qualified in existing scheme only one group, either group 1 or group 2. Any one only you qualify. And you converted into new scheme. After converted into new scheme, whatever I told, no, in the main 6 papers, you wrote the pending group, you qualified, then you enrolled into the articleship. In that time, after enrolling into the articleship, like self-paced modules, C and D were there, no, are both exempt or any one only exempt, that icai has to clarify. Getting it? One thing what they clarified is, if at all you already cleared both the groups in CA Inter under existing scheme, either May attempt or November attempt, and you converted into new scheme later and enrolled into articleship. Now during the articleship, you have to cover 4 self-paced modules, out of which C and D both are exempt for the students of CA Inter, both the groups qualified under existing. This is the rule. If at all you qualified only one group in the existing scheme and converted into other group under the new scheme and qualified the other group in the new scheme, whether C plus D both are exempted in the self-paced modules or only either C or only D, any of this will be exempted, institute has to qualify. Any one only will be exempted. Why? Because, see, like very simple, under existing scheme, CA Inter we have 8 papers, CA final we have 8 papers. Now what they made? 6 and 6. They just reduced it from 8 to 6, 8 to 6. How many were eliminated? In CA Inter 2 papers were eliminated, in CA final 2 papers were eliminated. Whatever final papers eliminated, no, they were brought under self-paced modules. What is the paper number? Set A, set B. In self-paced modules, set A represents CA final paper. Set B represents CA final paper of existing scheme which is withdrawn. Set C, set D. I am thinking these two predominantly represent existing scheme CA inter papers. C and D is a replacement for inter, those two which were removed. Set A and set B is replacement for those two papers which were removed in final. So accordingly, if a student qualifies CA inter both the groups at present in the present scheme, converted into new scheme, registered for articleship, self-paced modules C and D both are exempt. Same way, I'll talk about final slowly. I'll come to the final part later. Same way, if an existing student qualified in CA inter any one group, converted into new scheme, cleared the other group, enroll into articleship, C and D, any one thing is exempted. Why? Because under existing you cleared one group. So corresponding exemption should be given. Are you getting the point? See, at the end of the day, logic is simple. In CA inter, you wrote 8 papers. You wrote 8 papers. Then automatically in self-paced modules, 2 papers exempt. You qualified 8. Suppose in CA inter, you qualified only 4 papers. Getting it? So one group you qualified, which means 4 subjects you qualified. One extra subject you qualified as per the new scheme logic. So any one of these C or D is exempt. Getting it? Now they have given one more clarification here. Look at this. Why I logically spoke like this. Suppose if at all you qualified in CA inter under IPCC both the scheme, under IPCC, like they mentioned this point in page number 11 of the transition scheme. You see the page number 11, you see here, exemption in self-paced modules in either set A or set D is applicable for those who have passed 7 papers at intermediate. 7 papers at intermediate means which scheme? IPCC scheme. This is something before 2018. Those who qualified before 2018 attempt, getting it? They have qualified 7 papers. In such a case, in self-paced modules, C and D, both are not exempt, any one only exempt. Suppose under intermediate, you qualified both the groups under intermediate, 8 papers you qualified, then you are exempted from both set C and set D. On this logic, what I concluded, if you qualify single group under existing scheme, another group under the proposed scheme, which means you qualified 7 papers, logically speaking. So any one in the set C or set D will be exempt. Now, which paper is exempt exactly in the self-paced module? Institute will give clarifications very soon. The examination department will give that clarification very soon. I hope now you have clarity on some exemption. Some exemption you are eligible, you will get it for sure. Which one is exactly not now? Clear? Yes, next. So this is with respect to CA inter. Okay. Now suppose you qualified under IPCC, getting it? One group, or maybe IPCC you did not qualify. You converted into existing scheme earlier. Now in the existing scheme, if at all you qualify whatever those who converted from IPCC to existing, now from existing to upcoming, what are the rules? The same rules apply. That's it. Suppose now another query, sir. In the May exam, I wrote both the groups, or I wrote single group. I failed single group, but one subject I got exemption. Carry forward it for November attempt. Write November attempt that group. Try to clear. If not cleared, you got exemption, right? That exemption will be carry forwarded in the new scheme also. For sure, they will be carry forward. Institute will permit. Getting it? And which subject? Suppose if in existing scheme accounts paper you got exemption. Either in the May attempt or November exam, you got accounts paper exemption. In the new scheme, accounting paper might be exempt for. Suppose you got exemption in something like EIS and SM. EIS is not there in the new scheme. Okay. So self-paced module, either C or D is there, any one of that will be exempt for. Getting it? On that, institute will give clarification subject wise. Getting it? Very simple. Whatever subjects common in existing and new. If any existing subject, whatever you got exemption, that will be carry forwarded to the new scheme. That common exemption will be carry forwarded for sure. No doubt about it. Okay. Next. Now coming to CA final. So what is the new scheme status for CA final? Suppose you wrote recently May 23 exam, or recently you wrote November 23 exam. Upcoming November 23. You cleared any one group under existing scheme. Any one group you cleared. Now, in the upcoming new scheme, you are exempted obviously from group 1, because now you cleared group 1. Upcoming group 1 is also exempt because the papers are common. Not only that, in final, 2 papers were reduced in the new scheme. Instead of those 2 papers, what they brought? Set A, set B, self-paced learning modules. So these 2 were brought by reducing those 2. So if you clear in CA final group 1 under existing scheme, in the new scheme, set A is exempt for you. Only you have to write set B. Only set B you have to write, plus group 2 you have to write. Suppose you cleared group 2 under existing scheme. Group 2 is exempted in CA final in the new scheme. In the May 24, you just have to write group 1 plus self-paced module A you have to write, self-paced module B is exempt. Getting it? Because you already qualified group 2, which means SCMPU you cleared. In the new scheme, self-paced module SCMP is what set B. So that is exempt. Getting it? So that's regarding CA final. Very clear. Okay. If you want to have more clarity, just watch my previous timestamp where I clearly spoke about inter. Now there is another question. Suppose you cleared subject wise. In CA final, one subject you cleared under existing scheme, either in the May exam or in the upcoming November exam, you cleared one subject only. You converted into new scheme for May 24. That subject will be carry forwarded. Institute will allow exemption under the new scheme for that particular subject, which is common. Either you will be exempted, either you will be, whatever subjects you clear, no corresponding subjects in the new scheme, you will be exempted. Clear? So I think predominantly I covered majority of these points. Now, if you look at the transition scheme, they have given various clarifications here, various clarifications. Suppose if a final course student is not successful in May 24, both the groups you did not clear. Even in the November 2023, you have not cleared both the groups. Getting in such a case, very simple. You will appear in May 24 exam. You will directly appear in May 24 exam, and you have to qualify self-paced modules of both A and B, because in final you have to write 8 papers for sure. Getting it? Even though it is a new scheme, even though there are officially 6 papers, self-paced modules were there. Both those two you have to write. Suppose under existing scheme you cleared both the groups of C and D. Automatically C and D self-paced modules are exempted. Only A and B you have to write. And suppose if a student has already started practical training, registered the articleship deed before 30th June, you have to do 3 years articles. One student asked me, sir, I took termination under existing principle. Now can I register for articles under new principle with the new scheme? Not possible. Okay. Now you are entitled for standard 156 days leave, and you have to go for practical training, and you have to qualify self-paced modules, whatever is applicable, excluding exemptions. Suppose you passed any one group of the intermediate, and not registered for 3 years practical training. Very simple. I already told at the beginning itself. You have to clear the other group either in the upcoming November. Getting it? And then only register for practical training. Then the self-paced module, since you cleared both the groups under existing scheme, C and D will be exempt for you. Mostly, I think I clarified. Just watch the video once again clearly regarding the transition points, whatever I told. Same logic will apply. Just think one more moment, and still the query is not clarified. Put it as a comment. Now, this is only about transition scheme, exemption, carry forward, all that. I will come up with a clear video. Various videos I will be doing in the next couple of days on various topics, various queries that are being raised. So whatever queries you are having, put it as a comment. I will answer it as soon as possible. Okay. Bye. All the very best.